I'm doing this review in my bed because I'm recovering from being sick of Drag Race. Guess what? We're watching the Drag King show again. Roll the intro. The Kings talk about the tragic loss of Pressure K and Alexander the Great.
I love our kings that had to go today.
Oh my gosh.
Props to Alexander the Great and Pressure K.
Incredible.
DVD and Big D are both thirsting for a win the same way I thirst for molasses to spit in my mouth.
Can't believe how well I'm doing. I've been top 3 every time. I didn't win.
Being safe, it's like I don't hear anything, you know what I mean?
I don't want to be safe again. I would love to win something, even if it's a weenie challenge. Like, I would love to be the best at something.
The next day, the boys come back in and see the room decorated like a classroom. Perka says he wished he got more chicks in high school.
I feel like I could have done a lot more in high school, probably gotten more girls.
I did the standard lesbian to drag king to trans dude, which is something that should be studied.
Then Mr. Murray comes in with Moby Dick to give the boys a pop quiz on Drag King history for the first weenie challenge. To people who know shit about drag kings, this was probably very boring, but I don't know shit about shit, so this was very interesting to me.
What male impersonator in 17th century France lit a convent on fire? Mademoiselle de Maupin, who was the first known indigenous male impersonator, Gowango Mohawk.
Also, apparently Murray ran for the mayor of New York in the 90s. Charles Galen wins the weenie challenge, but who gives a f***? Cause next walks in Carmen f***ing Carrera. What the f***?
Oh, hi.
Hello, Kings.
Hubba.
Apparently Carmen hosts her own show, which I'm just finding out about for some reason. Anyway, Carmen is here to help introduce the Beefy Challenge, and it's a nautical prom-themed speech thing.
Our prom theme is Nautical Night. Serve us a look that will have the kids talking after school. You know what I'm saying?
Anyway, we move on to the boys doing their makeup, and Molasses reveals a huge character flaw.
I am a Gemini, no shocker there.
Mama, this is ridiculous. I cannot be in love with a Gemini, not again. Also, let me talk about something I hate. I hate how they just show us the costumes before the challenges every episode. There's no suspense, they're just showing the guys like halfway ready, and I don't like that. What I love is Big D holding DVD hostage and Dick just going,
because I think that so much drag is perfection. Like you see all this perfection and you think like, I could never do that. And I guess I want to just open the door. Like maybe you don't have to be perfect and still have a place here, you know?
Yeah.
She just keeps talking and talking and talking. We're brought back to the runway to meet the judges, Tenderonis, Sasha Velvet, Jackie Beat, Brian Michael Smith, hi, and Carmen is back wearing what looked like slippers. Mama, she twisted that ankle so hard around that corner she almost snapped it clean off. She did not want a good side view of that meow meow kitten heel. Anyway, first up for the challenge is Perka, who looks great. They had to do prom speeches, and Perka's was awkward.
If you ever just want some fish stick a la Perk, I'm there for you. I promise it's not too crummy, and it smells pretty great.
DVD is next and was supposed to be a squid. I did not like this costume. I did not like this speech. Still want to bang him though.
You can see 9 of my legs on display for you tonight.
Oh, yes, that's a goal.
But they would not allow me to show my 10th on TV.
Then we have Henlo, whose costume I thought was ugly, but I loved their speech.
Also, I've been selling counterfeit prom tickets in the parking lot, and I've made some money, and I'm willing to pay you for your vote. Here's some frog coins.
Money.
Who doesn't love a bribe? Charles Galen King was confused and ugly. Sorry, that was mean. I'm just in a bad mood because of Drag Race, but I just didn't like it.
In every young black spot man's high school career, the moment of peace is never there.
Big D did great, but it was in this moment under these lights that I realized just how bad their makeup was. It was terrible.
Gotten mostly C's, but they've been high C's.
King Molasses was pure f***ing sex on a goddamn platter. I wanted to spread them like butter on my Monte Cristo, if you know what I mean. I'll tell you what I mean. I want to have sex with molasses. Oh. We move on to the judging, and Murray tells the guys that nobody will be safe this week.
We're down to the final 6, which means no one is safe.
They start off with Big D and they once again get great critiques, but I was shocked that no one said anything about the fact that they applied their makeup with a brick. They move on to DVD and they're getting pretty mixed critiques, and Charles Galen says this in a confessional.
Dick Van Dyke got good critiques, but I also heard that his concept was repetitive and they wanted to see something different. Am I safe? I feel like I am.
Mama, Murray just said that nobody would be safe this week, mama. But even if that wasn't the case, do you really think that you should be safe this week? Also, I hate this wig. They move on to judging Charles, and Tenderoni is understandably confused by the performance, and so he asks for clarification.
Is your concept oil spill, or do you want to elaborate more on what it is?
I am the black spot, every pirate's worst nightmare.
After getting that clarification, Sasha Velour cracks me the f up by saying,
"We are not pirates.
We are not pirates." It's so funny, I don't know why it's so funny to me, but it's so funny. Mr. Brown guy or whatever his name was had some nice words for Charles though.
But I feel the prom, you give me very much like King energy.
Muchas gracias a todos.
Ow! I have to stretch. Ow! I can't do it. I can't go further than that. That's as far as I can. I can't make it straight. Story, I'm alive. Alright, so I'm just gonna rip my leg off. Hinlow gets great critiques, and honestly, I agree with everything Sasha said.
A neoprene tuxedo is probably like my worst nightmare as a fashion creation, but it makes sense for the nautical theme. We've got the scuba material, you were selling it, the body shape is right.
I hate this costume, but it's perfect for the theme, and the speech was great. Molasses actually gets pretty bad critiques, which was surprising to me, but only because I'm blinded by their beauty.
Did it completely nail prom? I don't know if a jacket is enough.
And it was a very bold choice to do the speech with the gag in, you know, it's trying to like figure out like where we going with it.
Can you talk me through the concept of this look in your own words?
Their outfit doesn't fit the theme at all, period, and they didn't really give a speech. I loved every second of what they did, but they technically bombed the challenge. The judges had mixed things to say about Perka.
It seemed a little anticlimactic.
I'm sorry I didn't climax.
No.
While the guys are backstage, Charles says that he thinks he goes too deep with his references.
I now realize I go too deep in my references.
It doesn't matter if people understand the reference if the performance is good, and your performance should not hinge on someone understanding a reference. Also, once the reference was explained, it became even clearer how much it was not represented in the performance, so that we find out the winner this week is Hinlow, and that Big D and DVD are safe.
Shocked. Shocked about being safe. Can't believe it.
I said what? Murray literally just said that nobody would be safe this week.
We're down to the final 6, which means no one is safe.
Did they just forget about that? A bold-faced lie to my face. Anyway, we find out that Charles and Molasses are in the bottom, and while I would love to focus on crying for King Molasses, Charles is pulling focus yet again. He's smiling ear to ear when they say he's in the bottom. It's weird and I don't like it. For the final thrust challenge, they have to come up with an original cheer. I'm over it. I already know King Molasses isn't going anywhere, because if they do get sent home because of a bullshit, hogwash, dumb nonsensical final thrust twist, then I will throw something at someone, and that's a promise.
Aviators, we climb high like the Chrysler elevator. Yeah!
H-I-L-L, just look up, I know you will. We on top, that's hilltop.
Charles gets sent packing, and before I can even get out the words, thank God, this emotional moment happens.
King Molasses, congratulations. You are safe. Your pursuit of the crown continues.
Stay right here. You stay right here. You stay right here.
I was crying. I know you were crying because I was crying. Charles then leaves with very powerful words.
Acknowledge the past, control the present, good vibes for the future, and, well, I tried.
Honestly, I've come around on Charles. Hate the name, but they're authentically themselves. They don't water themselves down for anyone, and I love that. I can think they're annoying, but people like me that like to complain about everything can only do that because of people like Charles who don't give a fuck. I didn't like this episode, and then I did, which means the show's getting better. Also, this episode didn't sound as usual, or maybe I'm just getting used to it. Anyhow, tomorrow we'll be talking, well, more like ranting, about the All-Stars 10 finale, so if you want to see someone basically cuss for 20 minutes, look out for that. Okay, have a good day. Okay, so if you've watched this long, that means that you're a real watcher, and I want to talk to real people in real places in real America. I never thought that I would have over 2,000 subscribers and almost 100 patrons actually paying me for my content. Are you kidding? You people, yeah, you are amazing. Even if you leave a hate comment, that's engagement, and you're supporting a black queer commentator. You are literally taking a minority's voice and amplifying it, and some of you are patronizing me, and not in the bad way, but in the good way. However, if you would like to patronize me, I will make that tier. It will be $100 a month. I will give you my personal phone number, and you will be able to send me death threats. Actually, that's so funny I have to do it. By the time you're seeing this, I will have a tier on my Patreon where you can pay me $100 a month to cyberbully me.